You're listening to Shut Your Mouth.
It's been a while, but we are back. I am your host, Sam Esquivel. Say, I am your host, Monica, right after I say that.
I am your host, Monica.
After.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I am your host, Sam Esquivel.
Take 3,421. I am your host, Monica Esquivel. I was going to change my last name.
Why do you just keep it simple? It's been a minute since we've been on the pod, and I love this statement, okay? And I never believe anyone that says it. You'll be the first person in human history to prove me wrong. Okay. I hope.
You hope.
We need to do a pod because I have so much to say. I need to start a pod because I have so much to say. I have so much to say. Mm-hmm. I never believe anyone that says that. Just because you're thinking 1,000 things doesn't mean that you can make conversation of 2 or 3 of those things. Randomness does not equal quality conversation. You have to be intentional. I think it's a phrase that people say because they're bored. Mm-hmm. You know, like, hey, have a nice day. I don't even know you. I don't even care if you're going to have a nice day. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Anyways, so you're up to bat. I am drinking my coffee. I am listening.
Well, I don't ever say I have so much to say unless it's to be funny, because I know how much it gets under your skin. Maybe before starting a pod, I would think like, I have so much to say. Oh my God, I can't, I have so much to say. But now that I know a little bit more about communication, I'm like, no, I need to use that wisely. And so I figured something out today.
I'm listening.
I was in a meeting, and I figured out that when I want to communicate something, I'm a different person than what I am on a daily basis.
Got it.
And I never understood that, because the reaction I was getting was very like, put a wall up, like, what the heck is going on? Mm-hmm. And I was like, why is this going so badly? Like, in my head, I was thinking, why is this going so badly? Like, what's going on? And so, I don't want to say this about myself, okay? Because I don't want it to be untrue. But what do you usually, like, let's just say, what are 2 words that people usually say about me? Like, when they say, oh,
you're sweet. You don't have to, I got it. Okay. You asked me, I got an answer.
Sorry.
She's so sweet and she's so caring.
Okay.
And it's in that tone as well.
Okay, so I didn't want to say that about myself, right? But I pride myself to try to be those things for people, because you just never know what they're going through, So it's like that Jesus with skin type of thing. So I figured out that the reason it was going badly was because they're used to that, Monica. Mm-hmm. Like, they're used to, I guess, I don't know.
Sweet little mindset. Like, I'm about to take this Jesus skin off. And I'm about to put on Miss Monica's skin, because I need to speak in my defense. And people don't do that.
It's funny, but I was like, what the heck? And so I realized that when I'm trying to communicate something clear, or like if it's important, or it's, very urgent, I don't come off as the sweet Monica. Like, it's very like.
So let me jump in just to kind of add to this topic. Mm-hmm. So typically I'm the opposite. I deliver things very straight. I'm somewhat sweet and kind, but people will not describe me that way.
No, they would probably say you're rude. I'm just saying. I was just saying, like, what they would think. They would be like, oh, yeah, he talks a lot and he's rude.
Oh, my God.
gosh. And it's like, give him a chance. Like, what he's saying, sometimes you can't swallow it. Because here's the truth, Sam. You're a truth teller. And people do not know how to act around people that tell the truth.
Yeah. I'm hard on myself. I just want to clarify that I'm not like a truth teller just to bring people down. I'm truthful to myself too in my journey. Okay, good. You better eat those so strategically because I'm gonna.
Anyways, can you finish? Go ahead.
I'm done.
You didn't even say nothing because I was so rude and cut you off.
I lost my train of thought.
Oh man. Well, anyways, I'm learning that.
Yeah. That's a hard lesson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, in my head or in my thoughts, in my defense, I was like...
In my thought, in my words, in my defense. Why'd you feel it necessary to say those three things? Why do you feel like you have to cover every angle? Why can't you just say one of them?
Well, because in that situation, I was feeling all those things.
No, but what I'm saying is like, hey, I'm just going to give you my opinion. And then just say it. I think that's okay.
I don't know.
I'm just telling you.
Maybe I just want to have so much to say.
No. You just want to cover every angle. So you'd be like, no, I wasn't just talking this. I also said my feelings. Two of them were about me and only one was about people outside of me. So I wasn't just attacking anybody. Forget that, girl. Just speak your mind. That's part of the sweet Monica to the I need business. I need to clock in.
Yeah.
You don't need to do all that when you're trying to handle business.
Okay, fine. That's fine.
Yeah, so shut your mouth and I'm gonna talk.
Shut your mouth. So I was thinking, like, do you apologize to people? Like whenever they know you a certain way and then all of a sudden they get the business side of Monica and it's like...
No.
Oh.
If you have a good reason, then no. That means the reason needs to get addressed and that's what's on the table. Mm-hmm. And you don't need to apologize whenever you're defending yourself or you're trying, if something is not right and you have to say something, you just do it without guilt. No one's they would do it to you 1,000 times and you do it once and they don't like it. That's not fair. And so I my suggestion to people, this is actually a great little exercise for conversation is, do you know that person? Like, are you the sweet person, but how are you whenever it's time to not be so sweet? It's hard and it's a different type of language and words that you use to get a point across.
Yeah.
And so that learning curve is steep. And people that find themselves in that scenario a lot are really good at it. Mm-hmm. And the ones that tend to get nervous and they say sorry while they're doing it, they haven't done it a lot. But it doesn't mean that like you're an idiot or anything. It just means like you need to kind of think about it a little bit more, but it's necessary. If not, here's the result of not doing it. You want to take one guess of what the result is if you don't do it?
Regret.
Well, yeah, but people will take advantage of you. And that sucks because people don't necessarily do it naturally, but they do get comfortable whenever they have people around them who are, let's say, weaker, little sweeter than they are.
Yeah.
And in a sense, it fuels them subconsciously, and they'll just enjoy it and run over those people over and over.
You know what my favorite type of people are? I'm being sarcastic. Are passive aggressive people.
Yeah, that's a little complicated for me.
I can't do it. And so, what is your advice of how to deal with a passive aggressive person, especially when you've already told them, I think you're a little passive aggressive, and they're like, no.
I'm gonna answer this, and then we're gonna close this segment off. I don't want to stay on this that long. Okay. Do I have to tell you a reason?
No, actually, don't even answer it. Let's just keep going. Okay. Do you, if you feel like you're dealing with a person that has a passive aggressive trait.
You told me to move on, then you're...
Listen, shut your mouth. Please reach out to us. Let us know your thoughts or what you're going through, and then maybe we'll address it. So, do you feel like you are a 100% great communicator as far as like when you're communicating to get something done, or when you're trying to show something? Do you feel like you're a great communicator?
That's a tough question. So no. That's a trick question because my ego would tell me yes. But I've been in many scenarios, whether it be overseeing a project, overseeing people, or even at work where I'm the boss, or maybe I'm just a helper. I've been in all those positions. And sometimes because I'm stressed or things aren't going my way, I don't communicate well. But I've been in situations where I communicate myself well, and I'm able to convince people to see it my way, and then we move forward. So not 100%, but I understand what you're saying.
Okay, so I'm about to communicate something. So have you heard? I know you've heard of that saying, acts of kindness, random acts of kindness, right?
I've heard that used.
Okay, so on this paper plate that has a blue rim with a flower print, there are 2 rice cakes. If you've never ate rice cakes, they are so yummy. They're like 50 calories a slice. I mean, they're super healthy, and they fill you up, and it's like a good dessert. So there's 2 rice cakes on this plate, and there's a hazelnut spread on them with shavings of coconut.
What are we doing here?
And so I just wanted to say thank you on air for everything you've been doing this past 2 weeks. And the reason I chose this snack was because it's random. You will not eat rice cakes like this unless I do it for you, right? The hazelnut spread is because it's different from peanut butter. It's a little bit sweeter. And the coconut is like, okay, so the spread is dark and the coconut is like light, right? Obviously. So it's like a mix of you and me. And so once you take a bite, it's to represent our little family. You, me, and Donnie. It's going to be tasty and delicious. So, random act of kindness for people change their day, Sam. Oh, that sounded good. So, it changes their day in the sense that random acts of kindness are inconsistent. Right? They're inconsistent, and they're not planned out. Like, for example, oh, I'm going to do it on this day. Usually the most impactful random act of kindness is thought about a few minutes before, maybe a day before, but usually it's not like weeks and weeks ahead. Yeah. So I just want to encourage you to do something sweet. Not
Me?
just you. I'm talking to the listener.
Right.
For someone out there. It would change their life. There is too much hate in this world. And I think...
Trying to spread a little bit of love.
Spread a little bit of love. And it could not cost anything. It could cost a lot. But it's the thought that counts. So I want to know if you've ever experienced a random act of kindness that has just blown your mind.
Me?
Yeah.
Man, no. I mean, it's been a while. They never stand out. It's kind of, I mean, you always do random kinds of things.
Acts of random. Seriously?
You know?
Shut your mouth. I spent like almost 2 minutes talking about it, and you can't even say it right. Ay. Give me back my rice cake, boy. Can I share one of yours that I thought was just so sweet? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Jay? No, is it Jay? No, from the Workaholic.
Mm-hmm. Jay.
Jay?
Jay or Johnny, but Jay's the host.
Okay. So when we started Shut Your Mouth, he literally called you. And he gave you props about it and stuff like that. And for me, I thought that was so sweet. Like, he could have sent you...
Yeah, he sent me a text.
He could have sent... No, he called you on the phone.
He didn't have my number at that point. I just don't want him to hear this and then, like, I don't want him to think
I'm talking about that time when he called you.
Yeah. Got it. Calm down.
Excuse me, you just took the mic from me, and that was my little moment.
I just want to be correct because people are listening.
So, anyways.
I got you
He
now.
called you... and he was just giving you props. And I thought that was so sweet because he could have just texted you and said, hey, man, good job.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty neat.
You're right.
And Rob, too, he always sends you good vibes.
Those are some of the random acts of kindness. Yeah. It's been the support from that people that were once strangers.
That are now
like what I'm doing, whether it inspires them or they're just being supportive, that they've said, written things out, spoken to me, and just given me like positive affirmations. Those are so random, like, because I'm so used to, I'm not getting this for tears, but I'm just so used to a lot of hate and like non-support, that's kind of like my field.
From the people that you expected. I mean, even like, Javier, when he's called
Why are you giving everybody a shout out?
I just think it's so sweet.
Out.
I mean, that's such a kind thing to do,
Yeah, Javier
like
gave
when
me
they
a few
called you a snuggly bear and
a shout out on
Tim,
during the pod, and
they were like, all that. They're good. I just thought it was nice. Even though also it's like when they comment about how great your interviews are, or
thank you.
I mean,
thank you for reminding me.
Those are great.
They exist.
They do.
And it makes me happy that they've exist with the pod.
Yeah.
Because I'm just doing it,
And I guess
it means a lot to me.
I guess I brought up the pod, Sam, because I know how much the pod means to you. Now, I could have, said about, like, other friends that maybe have done certain things. But I'm talking specifically about, like, pod moments.
Yeah.
Because I know what it means to you, and I think that was sweet. So, I hope you enjoyed that random act of kindness.
That was delicious. Usually they're not delicious. They're just nice. This one was delicious.
Yeah, because I made it with love. So, spread some kindness around. Life's too short to be
there you go.
bitter.
And that's for everyone listening, right? It's not for me. You're not telling me to do it, or you're telling me to.
I heard this thing that says if the shoe fits. Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to bring in another segment.
Go for it. Don't say it. Just do it.
No, I have to do it.
Just do it.
Sometimes.
Just say it.
Okay.
And that is shut your mouth.
So there's a thing that's happening in the world of business communication and, just it's changing the landscape. Here we're talking like with AI trying to do away with jobs and people hating it. And so you think about humanity, what's the next step? And it's going to be purpose driven. Okay. But not only that, but there is a new level of importance that's starting to show itself in executives in their business, plan and marketing plan, and that is storytelling. The benefits of knowing your purpose and being able to share your story is going to become so important in this new world that we're living in. Because in order to make connections with people, the best way is going to be through your story. So when you hear that, what pops in your mind?
It's so funny. A comfortable chair with a pillow and lots of chairs, dim lights, and a box of tissues.
Yeah.
That's what comes to mind.
And so for me, talking to so many individuals, I realize how many of them don't know and haven't shared their story. Like, if you don't put thought into it, like intentional energy, it's not something that happens automatically, because we don't recall what we did 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago and tie it into a journey that equals who we are now and who we want to become. And so the reason I'm bringing this up, because I want to encourage people to begin to think about their purpose, and they're going to find it in their story. But it's a very difficult thing.
Sorry, I was so distracted. That was good. Okay, I'm sorry, Sam. So, storytelling is going to become something impactful for the world.
It's trending right now, and people are moving towards it, coaching people how to do it. And so there's a certain person that exists in business, where they're creatives, they're photographers, they're podcasters, or whatever. Storytelling for them and purpose is very easy. We're not talking about them, okay? We're talking about the other people, the plumber, the accountant, the more people who they don't seek the spotlight. And if they were to bring their professional self to the spotlight, they'd be like, well, what do I say? There's nothing, whatever. Like, I do this and it's not exciting. And that's where we're selling ourselves short, because in everyone there is something valuable. And that is the ultimate connection between people, is to be able to hear someone's story and find a reason in that story to connect with them. And it also builds confidence in the individuals once they learn to share their story. And so in the Failed podcast, that's what I do. I'm storytelling. I'm helping people through my interviewing style and technique draw their story out right there on the spot.
Are you using shut your mouth to explain to people what you do on the Failed podcast?
No, it's just an example.
Oh, okay.
But give me an insightful thought. Like, try not to joke right now. Like,
oh. Okay. I'll be serious. Okay. So, a serious thought. I just think it's sad for the people that aren't doing anything in life. I know you said that everyone has something to give, but what if they don't? Like, what if they constantly keep subtracting from the world versus giving?
Okay, I love that perspective. Now, yeah, maybe they won't go to change the world, right? Maybe some people do need to step it up, and that's true, right? But even then, let's just say that their confidence is lacking up to the point where they learn what their story is and learn to share it, and then their purpose. It could literally do away with that person that was doing nothing and just subtracting, from this earth, right? And that's the game changer. Is that once you can do it, what can it afford you? What can it teach you? It's a difficult thing, 100%. But I'm just motivated right now. I'm motivated about sharing people's stories because I know how powerful it is.
Yeah. Well, it is powerful, and I think sometimes not knowing what to say. Like, I know for you, less is more. Like, you get on to me, like, right now, like, how to say this and don't say that and just do it. And it's like, sometimes you need someone to help you get through that less is more. Like, where all the fluff and all you meant to say is, I was hurting, right?
Yeah. So, have I interviewed you on the Failed podcast?
No. No, I don't think I want you to.
Why not?
Because, I don't know.
You need to focus.
I am focusing. That's so funny. I don't think I would. I don't know.
I need to have you on.
I don't want to share my failures.
So anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. If someone's listening and, and you go to the Failed podcast. What the heck?
I was gonna say something funny that one person told you. I'm not ready to share my story.
I was like, I will never ask you to come on again.
Oh my gosh,
like,
that was like an evil laugh, but
it was.
I'm just saying, like,
because you're imagining the individual.
Yeah, I'm like thinking to myself, like, Monica, you ain't that good. Like, just share what you've gone through. Yeah. Maybe it'll be a blessing to someone, you know? So when that person said that, I'm like, bro.
Yeah. Or brah.
Yeah.
A bro or brah. I don't know. Yeah. Everyone in essence is ready to share their story, but they have to have someone on the other side who can kind of navigate it, right? And so most people don't have that other person. So I was just going to put a call out if you're like a business owner and you're trying to tap into something new for your business when it comes to marketing, connecting with your clients, or just putting what you've learned out for the world, out to the world. Storytelling might be the thing. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe I'll be on the Film podcast if I get an actual invitation.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Sounds good.
I'm going to read you a quote and see what you think. Mm-hmm. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Don't compare others' highlight reels to your play-by-play. React.
And my mouth is open. No. I mean, here's the thing. Okay, that's good. It's truth. It's fire. It's epic.
Okay, calm down.
Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
But I'm like, everyone does it.
I know.
How do you not do it? Like, then get off social media. Like, if you're, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna do it even if it's subconsciously. You're gonna do it like, oh my gosh, like.
So we can just move on if it's a losing battle.
I mean, I think it is, Sam. I mean, it's almost like
but you're still
big.
Talking about it.
Oh my gosh, fine. Done.
Give us the word of the day.
Dropped. Done. Okay, so the word of the day is
building people up. I didn't really think you were going to concede to such weak words put together.
I mean, I'm just tired of people posting it and then they do it.
That's different.
What gets on my nerves.
You're thinking of an individual and you're like, they get on my nerves. I'm talking about the greater good for humanity. What's some advice that can help people?
I mean,
but you said, nah, whatever, we're going to do it. Whether we think about it or not is happening. And it's kind of like an end-all kind of statement.
It's because you have to, as a person, not just you, but any of us, we have to want to change. We have to want to not do those things. Like, I can't want it more for a person than themselves.
That's what I was looking for.
You know what I'm saying?
That's better than what you said earlier.
So what I'm saying is people post it all the time and yet they still do it. So I'm tired of telling people, stop comparing yourself. Like, I can tell you until I turn blue, but it ain't gonna matter if you're still gonna do it.
I didn't know it was a trigger.
It is. It's a big trigger.
I can tell.
Because I'm like, seriously?
I was going to say
I
something
don't
positive about this.
Say it.
But I'm okay. I kind of believe you. I'm just going to yeah.
I mean, it's the truth. It's kind of like,
look.
It's hard.
When people say, let's try this for the sake of the pod. Try not to say, it's just true. I'm going to tell you why. When people use that statement, you're pretty much saying, I don't care what opinion you have. Okay. I'm the one who is telling the truth. And so if you avoid that, then you always leave room for conversation or back and forth. But when people say, that's just the truth, they're basically saying, shut up and I'm right.
But what if you are saying it because those are facts?
You're saying it again, but I'm saying for the sake of conversation and creating a dialogue, it's not. I'm not even talking to you. So
I'm not talking to you either.
No, I'm just saying because you can't let me. I'm telling you, it's a valuable thing for people to put to practice. Try not to say it's just true or it's based on fact. Try not to, because if you make your point good based on truths and facts, it will sell itself. But when you say it, you're basically saying, "Shut up, I'm right." I'm just giving you.
Okay, so you said that statement. You said you were gonna drop it, and then you brought it back up.
I was missing with you, girl.
I'm just gonna say this: it's something that is never gonna go away, and it's sad. You just gotta learn to see what side you're on. Like, are you on the side that you're going to post about it, but you're still going to do it? Or are you on the side of you're going to post about it because you've already overcame it and you know how to say, that don't faze me?
Yeah.
That's just it. Okay, I take that back. That's my opinion.
Got you. Fair enough.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say now. Word of the day. Here we go.
Abscond.
Abscond.
You pick words that...
I know. I think it's so cool, though.
How about tell us the meaning?
So, I am going... I want to see if you know. She suddenly abscond.
I prefer it to be used in a complete sentence.
Okay.
Like if
grammar,
someone,
please.
No, it's just like if you wanted to define the word, like if you use the word rain and then
okay,
you said,
I get it. I get what you're saying. That makes complete sense. Yes.
I
get what you're saying.
Let me have fun.
No, it's true.
But let me have fun. Let's just say there's a word. It's blanket, right? Let's just say you're telling a kid, "Do you know what blanket means?" and they don't. Mm-hmm. So then the kid goes, use it in a sentence, and then you say, "I have a blanket," as opposed to, "It was so cold in my living room, I grabbed a blanket to warm up," and it gives them a little bit more to be able to figure it out.
Okay. That's so good.
Not too much.
Okay. The thief absconded from the museum.
Oh, he ran away.
Yeah, kind of. He rapidly disappeared.
Got it.
He suddenly, in a secret manner, all of those. Sudden, secret manner. Yeah. Pretty cool, right? I like learning new words. I think it's good. They might not stick with me because I'm not going to be using them. Mm-hmm. But I feel like if I hear them at least once, maybe if I see it or hear it somewhere else, maybe there's a possibility that they might jump at me, you know?
Yeah.
What do you think about new words?
I don't learn that many new words. Mm-hmm. I use the ones I know. I try to use those appropriately. Some words I will add. If I hear someone use a specific word to describe something, and it just makes it easier, I would steal that word and say, I'm going to use that in my vocabulary. But I like to hear other people use it appropriately.
Yeah.
And so typically, like whenever you hear someone use it in a speech or they're talking or public speech, that's the worst time to like be like, oh, that's a great word, I want to use it, because it's kind of, I'm not saying it's fake, but it's a controlled environment. And so when you use it in an uncontrolled environment and it works and the people around react and they understand it, that's a valuable word. And so sometimes I've heard people use certain things and I'm like, that's how I'm going to describe that next time, because there's better ways to describe simple things. If not, you'll just end up saying the same word over and over and over. Not everything is amazing, but for some people it is, because they just don't have enough vocabulary to figure out other words for amazing.
Yeah, that's good. What bumper sticker would you use to tell people to use their signal lights?
I would just write, use your signal lights, please.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty epic.
Okay, well, top it. What would you?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I wish I had a screen
Yeah.
in the back of my car that says, like, in a screaming emoji, use your signal lights.
Yeah.
Sam, that is so annoying when people do that.
Okay. You're obviously ranting, so get it off your chest, girl.
I mean, do you use your signal lights?
All the time.
No, you don't. Oh, I've been in the car with you and I have to take, put your signal light on. Put your signal light on.
I want to do better.
Oh my gosh. Just because it's so important to use your signal lights.
I think people understand your, how you feel right now. I don't think you're selling an idea that people do not understand.
Why do you think it's so hard? Are people that lazy?
I think that the word hard is misused in that instance because we know, like, I don't think there's many people that will say, I don't do it because it's hard. They don't do it because they're on autopilot because they've been driving forever. No one's around. They feel like they're with the flow of truck. And obviously lazy is one of them, but even lazy is an inappropriate word because it's such an easy thing to do. And and you know this as a human, when things are easy to do, they're easy to overlook. And that's all it is. It just becomes this reflex and you use it if there's traffic, you're trying to move along, if there's a cop around, and then the rest of the time you're like, why? There's no one around. And I get it. I get the frustration. I just think it's just a bad habit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that we used to not wear seatbelts. And then when they said, hold on. And then they said, wear a seatbelt. Yeah, the bell as well. But when the law passed. And then it got on people's nerves for a long time. And now we do it naturally. When it used to be we were lazy and it used to be like we just didn't want to do it. The same way we didn't want to do a signal light. So it's almost like it's reached the point of the seatbelt. It just seems so like not important. Yeah. But it is important. Yeah. And maybe there'll have to be a law passed and says if you don't use it and you get caught, you're getting $1,000 fine, you're losing your license for like a week. People will start using it. But it has to be that extreme because no one was like yelling and crying for seatbelts like one would imagine. You know what I mean? Back in the day. But then once they did, and there was a law, and here you go. You know what I mean?
Well, I was reading this survey thing, and it says 71% of drivers between the age of 18 and 24 said they don't use their blinkers consistently. So there is reports that 2 million accidents every day. Yeah. 2 million.
I hear you.
Every day are because they don't use their signal lights.
I agree.
It's like texting and driving.
Yes. Get that taken care of.
And they're starting to.
Signal lights seem so insignificant compared to texting and driving.
I mean, I know it seems like that because you're on the freeway. Maybe you're going fast, like you said. You're going with the flow of the traffic, and sometimes.
No, I'm talking about like distraction and the rates of wrecks and.
I know. Can I finish my thought? And sometimes you don't put your signal light because you want to get in a lane, and you feel like. If you do put your signal light, people are not going to let you get in the lane. And you got to be sneaky or whatever. It's so important to use signal lights, you know? And so, but like if you're in the local, like in town, like not in town, in the neighborhoods, and you're at a 4-way stop and you have no signal light. You know how many times I've seen people almost hit each other? Because they're at a stop sign and one's going to turn, one's going to keep going straight, but one doesn't have their signal light, so the one going straight doesn't know.
I get it. I get
bad.
it. I think you made your point. Like I think it's not. I think everyone would agree with you, but I think that the human nature is in control here, and it's bigger than we know. Like you know. It's just one more thing that we do. That's all. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Put your signal lights on, people. Just do better. That's all. I'm happy with do better, because if we want it to be perfect, that ain't never gonna happen. So then I'm always gonna be stressed and disappointed. Yeah. But if we can just agree to do better, and then at least we're all on the right track.
True.
That was my signal light. I was turning to the right.
Turning to the right.
I'm going to give you some ways to improve yourself. Okay, the listener, you, me, and I just want you to react.
Okay.
See what you think. Don't make a big, long story out of it. Just see what you think. Mm-hmm. Chew that up, girl. Chew that sticky food up. First one. Well, I'm going to name 5, and then you pick out the one that jumps out the most.
Okay.
Meditate, set goals, read daily, judge less, healthy eating. Ways to improve yourself.
I think healthy eating.
Why did that one jump out?
I've tried to set goals.
No. Focus on eat healthy.
Oh. Because
in essence, that you're mentioning too. If you're gonna, I said that one, but because I wanted to touch on the other one. So, do you want to talk about setting goals?
Well, yes.
I'm just trying to teach. Like, this is an exercise on having options. And most people want to speak to all of them, and then they'll suck the air out of the whole room. Okay. So it's just
so all I was gonna say, the other ones I've tried and I felt epically.
Got it.
And so I was just gonna explain that I failed at those, and I've been eating healthier, and it's been working, and it feels good. And yeah, there you go.
Love yourself. Wake up early. Start a journal. Quit bad habits. Ask for feedback. By the way, each one...
That one's hard.
Each one of these things, just ways to improve yourself. I wanted to leave the listeners with something like, they'll take to say, you know what, one of those, maybe I should try one. With that, we're not going to get deep into them. I just felt like this was a good, a good topic to bring up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can you repeat the second ones again? Because you were talking, and I had them in my mind, and then you started talking.
Love yourself, wake up early, start a journal, quit bad habits, and ask for feedback.
I think love myself.
Okay, I don't want you just to repeat the 2 words that I say. I want a little bit more. Like,
love myself, because I don't know how to love myself. It's so hard to love myself. Like, I'm 34, and I still don't know what that feels like.
Learn a new skill, believe in yourself, start a new routine, plan a new strategy, learn how to invest.
Learn how to invest, because I've seen people that invest and the profits they've gained, as well as losses, but their profits have definitely been greater, and I think that would be good.
Those are 15 ways that you can improve your life. They're very simple.
Sam, out of the last ones, what would you pick?
Wasn't ready for it. Invest, plan strategy, start a new routine, believe in yourself, learn. To me, it's learn a new skill. To me, learning new skills kind of feeds a lot of angles, right? Whether it be a new author, a new book, and then when you start learning something new, you learn new industries, and you start learning about new communities. Like if I wanted to learn a skateboard, I would learn about the clothes. I would learn about skate shops. I would talk to fellow skaters my age, younger, how they live life, what they're laughing about. And so to me, whenever it's learn a new skill, it just opens up it opens it up to a whole new world. And there's people in every skill that you learn, no matter how mundane it might seem, or like it's kind of boring, right? Or whatever. There's people in that lane that you're going to connect with. And so I think it's just a good way to grow socially, to grow intellectually. And that's why, and it's something that I do often. I like to learn new things, but it's for all those reasons.
Pretty good.
Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I'm glad we did it. I know that we said we were going to release on Wednesday, but
That's okay.
a lot of things have happened.
Without giving too many details, we as a family are, we have a sick family. I use the wrong words. So someone's sick in the family. So it's taking a bit of our time and attention, and it's not easy. So, my prayers go out to anyone out there that are going through something like that with a family member. Remember, stay strong, stay united, try to work with one another. Stress does not help situations like this. And so Monica has been super busy, and I just said to myself, I don't want to bug her. I don't want to, add one more thing to her daily schedule. And so that's why we haven't released, like we said, but it's not because we can't. It's just at the moment, we're not going to. We're just going to kind of say, let's do one, and then we will. And then that's it. And when all this passes, then we'll get back on schedule. But we're not going to stop, and we're always talking about it, always trying to get better. Did you want to add anything to that?
Nope, that was good.
And give us something. Give us a final thought.
If you find yourself in a situation where you feel like you're being misunderstood, take a deep breath, write down what you want to get across, and then try it again.
As far as today's pod, don't take that bite, girl.
Mm-hmm.
What are some communication takeaways that you feel you learned today? I was
not to do that's the truth, or it's right, or what was I saying?
That's just the truth.
That's just the truth.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's so matter of fact.
Yeah, and so I was trying to do a few key things, some takeaways in our conversation today. I hope I was able to do that, and I hope that you, the listener, enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget, if you want to hear more about what Monica's doing with her Chit Chat crew, the Chit Chat Cafe podcast, you can tune in on YouTube, and you can also follow them on their Instagram. All the details are below in the description. And if you want to support the project that I'm working on, which is the Failed Podcast.
You didn't even give me a chance.
I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to you. You were eating. You're very distracted. I was just doing your favorite.
I was looking at you.
Go,
I was ready. So, if you think you're ready to tell your story about your failures, and maybe you're questioning, have I succeeded? Have I still failed? Get a hold of Sam. Let him help you. Let him navigate with you this journey of telling your story. You never know what a blessing you're going to be to someone listening. So reach out to the Failed Podcast, where Sam will be more than excited to get in touch with you and do an interview.
So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you learned a thing or two. If not, I hope you laughed with us. It was I enjoyed the episode.
Yeah, me too.
The energy was a little low today, but it's okay, man. We're coming off of a little break from this format, and so
you mean it was low, or you were being mean? Thank you for tuning in to Shut Your Mouth.